In this video, we're going to see a couple of ways to quickly investigate the relationship between two numerical or quantitative variables. So in this data set, we have data about a bunch of different movies. We have their 7-day gross, so their opening week revenue, and their total U.S. gross revenue over all the time that they were in the movie theater. So there's a couple of ways to check quickly what the relationship between these two variables might be. Probably the best way is to draw a picture. So if I want to draw a picture to visualize the relationship between two numerical variables, usually the best way to do that is with a scatter plot. So I'm going to highlight the two columns of data and go to Insert, and then I'm going to choose Scatterplot. So I'll just take a basic scatter plot here and let's have a look at it. So what I see here is a bunch of points that are kind of roughly following in some kind of cone. I don't see any strong bending pattern or anything like that. It's roughly a straight cone pointed up and to the right. I can get a kind of a summary picture of what I'm seeing in this data by right-clicking on the data points and just asking for Excel to add a trend line to my graph. So if I click Add Trend Line, a menu is going to come up on the left-hand side that lets me pick some parameters. I'm not going to worry about those right now. The default is the choice that I actually want. So I want to just see the straight line summary of what the data look like. If I click on the trend line, I can take advantage of a number of formatting things. So I can format my trend line. I can choose different shapes that I might want it to look like. For current purposes, I'm just going to leave it as linear, so I want a straight line picture. I can also ask Excel to display the equation of the line that's drawn on the chart. So I'll select that option and then close this menu box, and I'll see right here that the line that Excel's drawing right here has the equation y equals 2.1135x plus, 5 times 10 to the 6th, which is a pretty big number. So I see that roughly the pattern, if I were going to describe the pattern of the points on this scatter plot, is linear. So if I want to check to see how close the relationship actually is to linear, I can do that using the correl function to compute the correlation. So let's see. I'll compute the correlation over here in this cell using the correl function. So it's C-O-R-R-E-L. And then the correl function takes two parameters. The array of X data and the array of Y data need to be in here. It doesn't matter which one you put first because the correlation itself is symmetric between Y and X. It's measuring the strength of a relationship between Y and X. So I'll give Excel the 7-day gross data as my first array and type a comma, and then give my total U.S. gross as the second array. Close my parentheses, hit enter, and I see that the correlation value is 0.95. So that indicates quite a strong positive correlation. That it's positive tells me that the shape of the data is kind of following along an upward slope, and that the value is very close to 1 tells me that the data are reasonably represented by a straight line. So that is a couple of ways to investigate two variable quantitative data.